Hello and welcome to our series of how-to videos for our DIY picture framing products. Whether you're just learning to frame or you've actually been framing for a while and want to take it to a home-based business, this series of videos will help you all the way through.
In this video we're going to focus on how to stretch a canvas as well as different framing options for a canvas. Now the same is true for tapestries. Traditionally we would frame a tapestry around a stretcher frame and then put it into a frame. Photographic canvas art, we see a lot more these days of what we call a wrapped, which is actually the canvas without a frame around it. Two options we have in our workshop for stretcher bar. One is, obviously you can see the narrower one here, and then the wider version. So this one here we traditionally use if we weren't going to use a frame, but if we are going to put the work into a frame, we would use this one here. And the reason being is that once we do this part of it and we've wrapped our canvas, is we don't want to sit too proud of the back. I will show you a couple of techniques for securing these in, but once again you just want to make sure that's nice and solid inside the frame. Canvas art we can use with the box one. We can either have it just on the stretcher frame and hang that as wall art, or these days what we can do is what we call a front loading frame. And so we have our canvas around there, and then we would screw through the back into that frame to secure it. So the technique for stretching a canvas or a tapestry is first of all to start with building our frame. Now obviously we could just use our pushmaster and our strap clamp to do this, and we work out our size, and if we're going to show a wide edge we want to actually come right to this point so that we want to bend over and you'll see the wide edge. If we're going to do a canvas wrap with a photograph, then what you want to do is make sure that you come in here so that this part is going to show up on either side. What we've done with this one is we're actually going to show you both techniques on the one. So we're going to show a wide edge down the bottom, and then up the top we're going to wrap these two so the image goes around the corner. What we do first of all is on the back is hold it up to the light and then see through and put a little mark on each corner, so when we're working from the back of the piece we can put this face down and we can see where we need to line up to, and that will give us a guide going along to try and make sure we're nice and straight. So what we want to achieve there, and then if we come around here you can see we're going to have the artwork going around the corner. So if we line that up, double check, first thing to do is I'm going to use an electric stapler. Now you can use hand staplers, but if you can buy one of these electrical staplers from a hardware, it'll save your hands a lot. So first thing to do is start off in our middle, fire it in, then what we want to do is turn it 180 degrees, making sure we're nice and lined up. So look at our dots again. Remembering this one's going to come over the top so you can actually get a good gauge of it and see if you've got the same distance on either side. So this line is the same distance, then you're pretty right. So into the middle again. Then what I'm going to do is head out to my sides. Remember we're having a wide edge on this one. Once again in. Let's go 180 degrees again. See we've got image coming along here as well. Into that point. So what we've done here is we've got that nice and taut. Now if you want more tension, what you can do is you can get these great pliers, and this allows you to get a lot more leverage onto it. From this point what we're going to do is we're going to actually staple out to about this distance from each corner. So we're going to put staples into here, staples all along there, and then we're going to show you some techniques for getting the corners nice and tight. So once we've stapled all around, what we want to achieve is nice corners like this, where we've got a nice fold or crease down the edge. I prefer to see it on the top and the bottom rather than see the side, because you'll be hanging your artwork like this and you don't want to see a kink or a fold here. So the technique is what we do is we get our corner and push it out like that, and then fold it over. So I'm pushing this flap down and I'm allowing that, because I want it on the bottom, to come over like this and just pulling it nice and tight. Once again, take our stapler and that'll give us a nice firm edge just here. So once again, what I'm doing is I'm folding in and over. So I am creating a little bump on top, but I'm getting that nice and firm down in there. And just stapling off. What we're going to do then is we can just cut this section off, bring it back to bare wood, so we're coming to here, and you can tape the back and then put your hanger on, and you've stretched your first canvas. A tip with tapestry is always to remember, when you're going along this line, is follow the line of wool. So you know how we actually follow the image around, but when you're stretching a tapestry, what you want to do is, when you're pulling it up, is always keep checking that the line along here in the wool is nice and straight. And you want to continue that on every side.